Hello, everybody. It's a Thursday edition of the Bullpen with Adam the Bull. A lot to get to on today's show. We'll talk about what we talk about. We'll talk about getting the mic volume a little higher. There we go. That's better. We'll talk about the Cavs losing their fifth straight to the Milwaukee Bucks. Kyrie Irving maybe returning for the Brooklyn Nets. We'll talk Thursday night football, baseball awards, and a whole lot more. It's a Thursday, November the 17th, 2022 edition of The Bullpen with Adam the Bull.
Podcast is not for the faint of heart.
And I do think it's time for the Browns to move on.
It's not for those who ride the fence.
He's proven nothing.
But if you're looking for someone who tells it like it is about Cleveland sports,
everybody does fandom their way.
You've come to the right place.
I don't think he's any good.
It's time for the Bullpen with Adam the Bull.
All right, here we are. Let's get to it. The Cleveland Cavaliers dropped their fifth straight last night, falling to the Milwaukee Bucks by a final of 113-98. And we've seen a common theme in these games here, which is the Cavs playing terrible defense during this losing streak. Now, some of its guys have been out of the lineup, including their best defender, probably in Jarrett Allen, or one of their co-best defenders, Jarrett Allen, along with Evan Mobley. But so no Jarrett Allen, which makes it tricky when you're playing against Milwaukee. It's got an excellent front court with Giannis, with Brook Lopez, of course, who had a monster game last night, and even Bobby Portis, who does a really good job on the glass. He had a double-double in addition to Giannis. And again, the Cavs played poor defense. They had another third quarter, just an awful third quarter. They got off to a great start, had a big lead early, led for much of the first half. They were down 61-60 at the half, so it was a good game at that point. But third quarter, they get outscored 34-18. Bucks didn't do much in the fourth, but neither did the Cavs. Cavs only scored 38 points. I mean, the Cavs scored 37 points in the first quarter and scored 61 the rest of the way. I mean, you scored 37 after one and don't get to 100. That's a problem on offense. Defense, we know it's been an issue. After the game, J.B. Bickerstaff was talking about how they're a bunch of fat cats right now. Chris Fedor had a good article, Cleveland.com. We'll talk to Chris coming up in the next week or two. But, JB was really tough on the team, and I like it. The coach has got to be tough. I think these are a bunch of guys that can take it. They got to know it. The Cleveland Cavaliers have a lot of talent. We all love the talent on this team. I have zero panic long-term of the season. I know some people are probably flipping their lid at this point since the team's now 8-6 after starting 8-1. I have no concerns in the long term, but at least short term, these guys gotta get it together here. I mean, I know there's been some injuries. There's been a lot of guys in and out of the lineup. Mitchell, Garland, and Allen have all missed time so far. And for a young team over the last 2 years, they've had a lot of guys miss time, which is disappointing. However, it's not an excuse for lack of effort on the defensive end. You look at Milwaukee, well, they're without some of their better players. And it doesn't matter. They're a veteran team. They have that championship medal. Injuries are not an excuse. We talk about this all the time. The next guy's got to step up. Milwaukee was without Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Wesley Matthews, Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton. And Connaughton and Middleton haven't played the whole year, but they're missing some important players. And then guys step up, and that's what you have to do. Does it show that the Cavs don't have the depth that some of these other teams do? I think that's part of it. The deeper depth. For in the end of the playoffs, you got to have your best guys or most of your best guys to win. But the Cavs are a young team that are learning how to play, and they cannot. Now maybe JB is just calling them fat cats to motivate a little bit here. But if you read some of the quotes that he had, he said, well, let me read one to you here. He said, honestly, we've got a kind of fat cat mentality. We went out and won 8 games in a row. Everyone was giving us love and praising us, and we got real comfortable. If that's, and then he said, we're not playing winning basketball right now. It's that simple. We have a formula in place that allows us or will allow us to be successful. Holding each other to that standard is what we have to do. Right now, we are not. And so, could some lineup changes be coming? Could we be seeing that soon? Could we see, a guy like Isaac Okoro play more? He did play a decent amount last night because at least he plays defense. He brings nothing on the offensive end. But there's no excuse. I don't care who's injured. There's no excuse for a lack of effort on the defensive end. And this Cavs team, while very talented and having a lot of promise, has proven absolutely nothing. Zero, zilch, zippo. They have proven nothing. And so the Cavs got to bring it every night. And their effort has been lacking of late, and that's something we don't expect from this team. I think they'll get it together. I'm confident in that. I believe in this team. I believe in the players. I believe in the coach. I believe in the chemistry. I believe in it all. But it's been ugly here. And the Cavs got to wake up. Hopefully they will. They've beaten some tough teams already, but now you've lost 5 in a row, and you lost to the Bucks. Okay, you lost to Golden State on the road. Those are tough games, but the Kings, the Timberwolves, that game at home, these are games you should win. Cavs do have a long homestand now coming up, starting tomorrow. They'll host Charlotte, and then Miami on Sunday, and then the Hawks on Monday, and then Portland on Wednesday. So you got 4 games in, a 6-day stretch at home. Hopefully this, get a little home cooking here. Cavs haven't had back-to-back home games since October 30th and November 2nd. And this will be the first time this year they're home for more than 2 games in a row. So hopefully they can get it going. They do have, 9 of their next 13 at home. So, you have a chance to, into the middle of December, get a lot of home games and hopefully start feeling good about yourselves again. In the loss to Milwaukee, in case you didn't see it, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell did play together. Darius Garland, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. He was 8 of 20 from the field. Had a good game. Donovan Mitchell, not as good shooting-wise, 7 of 19, but, not that's far off. Actually, it's about the same. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It just wasn't as good from 3. He was 3 of 9 from 3. 23 points, 2 boards, 3 assists. Evan Mobley had 20 and 7. But it's the defensive end that's missing. I thought that Lamar Stevens, who's a guy who's a limited player, gave really good effort on the defensive end. He had 5 boards. He blocked 4 shots. Karis LeVert did nothing. Kevin Love didn't do much in this one. Jetty back to being irrelevant. He didn't do anything. Okoro, gives you the defense. 25 minutes, he had 4 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. So, yeah, I mean, they're lacking on the bench right now, especially with the injuries. But, the team's probably not quite as good as we thought, but it's definitely a lot better than this. I think they're closer to the team that won the 8 in a row than the team that have lost 5 in a row. But they're in terms of, back-end depth, they're lacking a little bit. Even if everybody's right, even if you got Dean Wade and Jared Allen and eventually Ricky Rubio, still your back end is a little, I guess in the playoffs once you get to 8, 9 guys, maybe it doesn't matter. But that's if everybody's healthy. There's other teams that have better depth that even if everybody's not healthy, they can move along. And the Bucks, they're that championship type of team. One other thing from the NBA, I've spoken passionately about the Kyrie Irving situation. I've been... Honestly, I don't know what the word is about between that idiot Kanye and Kyrie Irving. There's a lot of people, not just these guys. It's become fashionable to, and anybody can say whatever they want. People think that free speech gives you no consequences. I mean, learn something, please. Free speech protects you from the government throwing you in jail. Not from me saying you're a piece of crap. Free speech, I can say whatever I want. And there's no, that's not how it works. Now, ultimately, the report is that Kyrie Irving's going to be back this weekend. And whatever, to me, a suspension is not going to change anything anyway. It's just disappointing because guys like Kyrie and Kanye West and others who say really stupid things, a lot of politicians who lie and say horrible things, just make stuff up. It's horrible. It's hurtful. And now some people who are not maybe, I don't know, people just don't know any better. Some people don't know any better. They hear these things. They're like, well, that must be true. The only thing worse than being dumb is being dumb and thinking you're smart. And Kyrie Irving and I'm, he just comes off as very ignorant, and it's very disappointing. And to support something and advocate for something that says that the Holocaust didn't happen is not free speech. It's idiocy. And it's harmful, and it's hateful. And the fact that so many people have defended him, random people, and that almost nobody in the NBA has criticized him, really disappointing. I'll just leave it there. I got so much more I want to say and so many other people I want to rip, but, then if I start getting into politics and start ripping people that lie about the election results, tell people elections are stolen when they're obviously not, lie about so many things. It's just really disappointing. But even that probably ticked some people off. So I'll just leave it all there. Lies are damaging. Hateful talk is damaging. On a much lighter note, we go to Major League Baseball, where last night the Cy Young Award winners were Justin Verlander wins his third Cy Young, and Sergio Alcantara wins his first for the Marlins. Congratulations to both of those guys. Justin Verlander, I mean, it's amazing what Justin, and he's a free agent now. You look at Justin Verlander, and he's 40, I think, or he's about to turn 40. Let me see this. Yeah, he's going to turn 40 in 3 months. And the guy wins a Cy Young unanimously at age 39 when he had missed the last 2 seasons. And think about that for a second. So he finishes second for the Cy Young at age 36 with the Astros, at age 35 with the Astros in 2018. 2019, he wins the Cy Young at age 36. Then in 2020, his first start, he gets the COVID season. His first start, he gets hurt. Misses the rest of the COVID season. Missed all of last year. So he had pitched 6 innings since winning the Cy Young in 2019. This year, 175 innings at the age of 39. Has a 1.75 ERA. Strikes out 185 batters. Best whip in the league. Best ERA plus. Best ERA. The guy was just magnificent. It's incredible. It's incredible the career that this guy has put together. And what's wild is that he's, after being an All-Star again in 2013, he had a really bad season for the Tigers in 2014. And then in 2015, 2016, 2017, he was good but not great. And then he goes to the Astros and he's great again. I mean, just absolutely lights out. And he's looking for a big free agent contract, kind of like Max Scherzer got last year. And he probably, even if the Astros don't give it to him, somebody's going to give it to him. Sergio Alcantara is a guy who many fans may not know. He's the opposite. Sandy Alcantara, sorry. Sergio Alcantara is an infielder. Sandy Alcantara, unlike, we talk about Justin Verlander is about to turn 40, Sandy Alcantara is just 27 years old. This was his, he had a cup of coffee in the big league 17 and 18. He's been full-time in the big league since 2019. And, he had a good year in 2019. Then he didn't, then you had the COVID year, blah, blah, blah. Last year he was good, but this year he put it all together, had a magnificent season, over 200 strikeouts, led the league in innings with 228. 6 complete games. This day and age, that's just unheard of. Really nice young pitcher, and so congratulations to him. We'll find out the MVPs today. And there you go. All right, let me take a break, folks. Can we pause for a second, because you got to try this. It's the Built Bar's new reimagined flavors: cookie dough topper, coconut brownie bar, coconut brownie topper, white chocolate peppermint granola. It's Built's take on the granola bar, so it's more filling, still insanely tasty. And candy cane brownie puff. Built Puffs are like biting into the universe's most delicious cloud. These are all great. You got to try them for yourself. And we got a discount for you. Go to Built.com. Use the promo code LOCKEDON15. That's LOCKEDON15 at Built.com and get 15% off your order. That's LOCKEDON15 at Built.com. Have the best of Built Bars today. Isn't it funny? Sometimes water tastes amazing. Sometimes it tastes like water. I don't know. Is that crazy? Am I the only one that experiences that? Get to the Browns in just a sec. First, Thursday Night Football tonight. Interesting game at Lambeau Field. Going to be cold. Titans-Packers. Titans are 6-3. They've won 3 of 5 on the road. Packers 4-6. They are 3-2 at home. Packers with a nice, they'd been playing awful football, but they did have a nice win last week, coming back to beat Dallas. They were down 28-14. They win 31-28 in overtime. Aaron Rodgers had one of his better games of the year. Obviously, after 2 straight MVPs, has not had a good season, but they find a way to end their 5-game losing streak. The question is, the Packers lost their first game, and they won 3 in a row. And they won 3 in a row against decent or better decent teams in the Bears, the Bucks, and the Patriots. And then they lost 5 in a row to some good teams: Giants, Jets, Bills, Commanders, Lions. They're not very good. And then, of course, they beat the Cowboys. So they've had a challenging schedule, and that continues. They got the Titans at home, as we mentioned tonight, and then they play next Sunday night at the Eagles. So we'll see. I'm not a believer in the Packers. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I do think this game is a tricky one. It's a tough game. I think I'm going to take the Titans. I think ultimately the Titans are a little better than Green Bay, and they're getting 3 points. It is on the road, but they've played well on the road. Their game, the way the Titans play translates to the road, obviously cold weather and all that stuff. They run the ball a lot. I expect it to be a fairly low-scoring game. I'll take the Titans. I think it's a field goal game either way. Close game. I'll take the Titans +3 on Thursday Night Football. I'll take another quick break and then come back and wrap things up with some Browns. That's next. Bullpen with Adam the Bull. This is crazy. What's going on with this? The weather here in Buffalo now. This crazy snowstorm, which might bring 3 or even 4 feet of snow to Buffalo. It's supposed to be done by the time the game is on Sunday. The question is, will the Browns be able to get into Buffalo? If the snow stops, they can play, but can the Browns get there? I mean, it's almost like they'd have to leave already. The league says it has up till tomorrow to decide what to do. The snow's supposed to start at some point today. It's supposed to be heavy snow tomorrow and into Saturday. Again, supposed to be gone by Sunday, cold, windy climate. It's going to be awful conditions either way in Buffalo, but not surprising. As of now, they're expecting light snow today and then 3 to 5 inches at least tonight. A foot or more tomorrow during the day, another 5 to 8 inches at least Friday night, and then another 2 to 6 inches on Saturday. So, some of these snow totals are just crazy. And the question is, will they be able to play on Sunday? They probably will. But can the Browns get into Buffalo? I know it's not that far away, but, it looks like it's going to be pretty treacherous. So we'll see. Maybe the Browns will catch a break here, honestly. And they'll have to move this game. We'll see about that. But right now, it's just kind of crazy what's going on. I'm leaning towards taking the Browns with the points. I think my gut tells me the Bills are going to win, but it's going to be less than a touchdown. Right now, the Bills are an 8-point favorite in this game. So I am leaning towards the Browns with the points, but I do think they're going to lose. Which is the reasonable thing to expect. Obviously, that might not happen. Nick Chubb has a chance to go over 1,000 yards in just the 10th game of the year, which would be pretty impressive. He needs 96 yards rushing to get to 1,000 yards, which would be pretty freaking impressive for Nick Chubb. Derrick Henry has a chance to get to 1,000 yards as well this weekend. He has 923. He has 42 more carries than Nick Chubb, but only 19 more yards. And Chubb's got 2 more touchdowns. He's had a magnificent season. He'll keep it going. I think Nick Chubb's going to have a big game against the Bills. I think Derrick Henry's going to have a big game against the Packers tonight, but we'll see. All right, a lot more on the Browns and Bills on tomorrow's podcast, and I'll pick all the NFL games on tomorrow's podcast as well. That's going to do it for me for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Adam the Bull. Check out the website, adamthebull.com, Cameo Adam the Bull. And make sure you subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show YouTube channel. Hit the bell. You'll get alerts every time I put out a podcast, every time we do a bonus show, every time we do a post-game show. Any videos put out by the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, including my podcast, all by subscribing. And if you want to become a member for $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month, you get tons of bonus content, emojis, and a bunch of other things. It's really cool. So, and check out the Locked On Browns podcast with my guys G. Bush and Jeff Lloyd as well. Subscribe to that also. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, wait, here we go. We got a little update on the Browns. What is this? Here we go. Adam Schefter. Perfect timing. It's 9:18. I'm just seeing this. Forecast calling for snow totals of 3 to 6 feet by Sunday in Buffalo, including possible thunder snow. I have no idea what thunder snow is. I'm assuming it's snowing and it's thunderstorming. That's a bad combination. Last time snow forced NFL to move a game out of Buffalo was 2014 when the Jets and Bills played that Monday night in Detroit. NFL monitoring the storm, talking to the Bills and the Browns. They're not going to cancel the game, obviously, but maybe they move this game to an indoor stadium. It's said in the Schefter thing that last time they moved the game, they moved it to Detroit, which is an indoor stadium. Lions are not home this week, so in theory, that seems like it could be done. That would be a big advantage. Man, if they ended up moving this game to Detroit, I mean, that would be a pretty big advantage for the Browns. I mean, you go from a home game, that would still technically be a home game, but the game would be just 2 hours from Cleveland as opposed to 5 hours from Buffalo. And some of the Bills fans wouldn't be able to go. Who knows? And it's an indoor stadium. Now, maybe it benefits the Bills because now Josh Allen, who's injured, doesn't have to worry about the elements. I guess you never know in the end. All right, we'll talk to you. We'll get more updates throughout the day. Make sure you check out the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show today, tomorrow's podcast, and a lot to do. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here in the bullpen with Adam the Bull.